Hush up. Hush. Will you be quiet for 5 minutes? Hello, I am Bookface. Today, we're talking about something that I'm pretty sure anyone that has to do with mysteries knows about. We're talking about the famous monster in the woods. Bigfoot. But as well as Bigfoot, we're also going to be talking about, other Bigfoot-like creatures from around the world. First of all, we have Sasquatch, which is basically synonymous with Bigfoot. Sasquatch is a creature from the Pacific Northwest of the United States. That means the state of Washington, Oregon, Canada, state of Canada. State of Canada. It includes states Washington, Oregon, California, and a little bit of Canada. The term Bigfoot wasn't used until some year. I tried looking up the year, I couldn't find it. I've read it a dozen times in books, I just can't find it. But it was written in a newspaper. Somebody found giant footprints, and they were like, huh, those are really big feet. You just gave me a brilliant idea. Now that's where the term Bigfoot came from. Now what does Bigfoot look like? The Sasquatch is supposed to be a bipedal creature, meaning 2 legs. I'm getting sciencey on y'all. It's also supposed to have brown. They're also covered in dark hair, usually brown, gray, or like a reddish brown. It's supposed to have hair on its entire body except for its face. Ow. That actually kind of hurt. Its face, lightly touch. Its hands, jazz hands. And of course, the feet. So even though the name Bigfoot didn't come around until like 1960, maybe, probably, despite that, sightings of the Sasquatch went all the way back to Native American times. They had many local names. I'm gonna leave it to future me in editing to put a bunch of those names on the screen, because I guarantee you I can't pronounce most of them. Just gonna make it a future problem. Take that, future me. A Sasquatch footprint is usually... Now, you'd think, since it's called Bigfoot, since it's called Bigfoot... What am I trying to say? Since it's called Bigfoot, you're probably wondering, how big are the feet? Getting a little personal here. Well, I got one plaster cast. So, a Bigfoot footprint can be usually around 24 inches. So about 2 feet. Ironically, I'm still caressing it. And usually about 8 inches across. Oh my. Of course, skeptics, because they're skeptics, always point to the black bear as a very possible solution to what Bigfoot is. Skeptics always point to like a black bear being what Bigfoot is. And I'm sure a lot of times it is just a bear rummaging through your garbage, not an ape man. But it doesn't account for all the sightings. Bears don't leave footprints. They leave paw prints. Science fact of the day. Among other things that people claim about Bigfoot, they also claim he's actually kind of smart. Thinking with his brain. He's not hitting it like I am. Most agree that the Sasquatch are an intelligent species, intelligent enough to at least have a language of whistles and knocks and annoying howls. Now, Yeti or not, here comes the next one. The next creature we're talking about is the Yeti. The Yeti is a Bigfoot-like creature sighted in the Himalayas. So, Tibetan, but also Nepalese. I apologize, Nepal. Along with the name Yeti, it's also referred to as the abominable snowman. And every resource that I've read that talks about that mentions that it's a mistranslation, where I think the word abominable was more like the word terrible or something. Now, in every picture that you've seen of the Yeti, and I'm sure that future editing me will get at least a couple pictures of the Yeti up on screen to emphasize my point. But in every picture you see of the Yeti, he usually has white fur. Doesn't. No, most sightings of the Yeti actually have it with very dark hair, usually black. At one point, it was believed we actually got very close to proving the Yeti with a guy named Sir Edmund Hillary. He went to a Tibetan monastery, and on display they had a scalp and fingers that were supposed to be from the Yeti. So the scalp and the finger were on display. And the story is kinda mixed up. Some, I think, say that he managed to get it from them by, persisting. Others say they refused and he just stole it. But all of them say that he took the scalp and the finger. Then there's more interpretation. So then it either mysteriously disappeared on the plane, or he got it to somebody and they tested it and it was just a bear. Bummer. And then even more interpretation. But another part of the story from somebody, and I read this online, so it might be true, that it was more supposed to be like a replica of a Yeti scalp. So it was never supposed to be real. But whatever the case, the scalp did not prove the Yeti, sadly. Although I guess that's for the best, because now I can rant about it on YouTube. Here's my Yeti rant. And yet again, Bigfoot is explained away by skeptics by saying the simple thing, he's a bear. Except instead of a black bear, it's a blue bear or a Himalayan brown bear. Additionally, the Yeti does have another kind of issue with identification, that one being its footprints. And it has something to do with snow. I don't know how it works. But basically the way it works is, so somebody steps in the snow, makes a footprint, or like a yak print, and then the snow melts a little bit, so it gets bigger. But then it refreezes because it's the Himalayas. Then it melts again, and it refreezes because again, it's still the Himalayas. And then again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Keep doing that over and over until it's just unrecognizable from what it was initially, and could possibly look like a Yeti footprint. Now, I don't think this can explain all the Yeti footprints, but yeah, probably a few. Additionally, a lot of people assume the Yeti is a little more aggressive than the Sasquatch. So there's this one documentary called Russian Yeti, The Killer Lives. Very good, highly recommend it. But in this one, it describes the Dyatlov Pass incident. It's kind of a different thing, but it's still called a Yeti. They believe that the Dyatlov Pass incident was caused by a Sasquatch-like creature. It's actually called a mink. Now, on to the next Bigfoot. Skunk ape. Also called swamp ape. The skunk ape is believed to live in the southeast of the United States. It's like Florida, Louisiana, South Carolina, places like that. So it's a Bigfoot, but it lives in the swamp. Leave me alone, Shrek. It's supposed to have dark fur and glowing red eyes. Like, in terms of Bigfoot, that's pretty creepy. Kind of looks like a dirty orangutan. Like, glowing red eyes. Also, so with the skunk ape, I always thought it got its name from, it had really dark fur and then it had, a white stripe down the middle. Because, that's what skunks look like. But no, it's called the skunk ape because it smells horrible! People describe it as, rotten eggs, sulfur, trash, your mom. It's the most horrendous smell you can imagine. Some people have the idea that it was a black bear. Okay, now I'm sure you're probably tired of hearing these bear theories, but bear with me. Ape. So the theory is that the black bear is just walking around on two legs and smells so awful because it's digging through people's garbage. I guess that makes sense, but that seems like a very, very trash explanation. Some people also believe the skunk ape got its signature stench from being in the swamp so much that it absorbs the methane from the swamp. I guess the methane absorbs into the hair. So that's the end of this video. But if you like this video, then like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.